Hello everyone, it's Rider here, and I'm not going to call this a week in toys Andy Roy, after pointing out the fact that most of my videos are just week in toys now. I'm just going to call this TFNation Haul, Retrospective, Highlights, whatever I decide to call the title of the thing. This is all about TFNation 2022, and over in a blink of an eye, wasn't it? It was completely over in a blink of an eye. I only went for the one-day ticket. I'm filming this currently, and TFNation is still on. This is about 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I didn't bother with a Sunday ticket. I've made my thoughts really clear on the tickets and everything like that, and they're a little bit too expensive. But I did enjoy my day. I really enjoyed my day. I enjoyed seeing a lot of people that I've really missed, and some people I missed for the first time, seen for the first time, met for the first time. It was awesome. I had such a lovely day, and yeah, it was great. I actually got there at 7 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 4:30 because excited like on Christmas Day, and I was like, I'm just going to get up and go. I live about 35-40 minutes away from the Hilton, so the drive wasn't too bad, and I got there for 7 o'clock, and it made me laugh straight away when I walked in and saw Nosey and Jermaine at the bar. It's like, oh, you've started early drinking vodka or JD and Coke, I think it was, and they just hadn't been to bed. They'd been there all night, so fair play to Nosey. He was a bit worse for wear the rest of the day. And I think Jermaine had actually paid for a hotel, and he hadn't been to it the night before. He just stayed in the Hilton. But it was an awesome day. Spent the majority of it with my good mate James. Met up with Brad, Luffy, Sean, Brian and Johnny. We went and had an amazing meal at TGI's. I think me and Johnny were about to kick off because we were hungry and it took ages for the food to come, but I did have a massive burger with a lot of my Massive F friends, and it was great. And you know what, we do need to meet up more. We don't need to just do it once a year. I think Brian, I hadn't seen you in 3 years. I hadn't spoke to you in like 3 years, and it was so good to catch up with you. Johnny, same. Sean, met you for the first time. That was awesome as well. And you know what, such a good group of lads, such a great laugh, and we hung about together for the majority of the day. Just before I left, I did sit down with a TF the show lot for a good hour or so, and we had a good natter there. It was chatting to Andy, chatting to Jamie, who called me tight, and I never thought I was tight actually before, but I think it's because I always moan about the TFN ticket prices. But yeah, it was great to sit there. Alexis is exactly how he is on camera, and I've got a theory that Alexis actually has two personalities. Sober Alexis is Alexis, but I'm going to refer to drunk Alexis as Chad from now on, because he acts like one of the jocks from the 90s, like American Pie movies and that kind of stuff. He's just running around arm wrestling everyone, touching everyone. He's such a funny guy, such a funny bloke. And yeah, Paul, lovely to have a conversation with you as well, mate. You're so tall. I didn't expect you to be that tall. I know we met before, but I don't remember you being that tall. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to go on the show with the lads again. Really enjoy going on there, and hopefully Alexis is going to behave himself on the camera. There are many people who I didn't get a chance to spend much time with. I managed to grab about 10 minutes with Graham, the Collector 75. Always good to speak to that YouTube legend. Transformers YouTube royalty, that man is. I caught up briefly with Tony, Soundwave SG1. I had a good chat to Borders Dude at certain times. I didn't get a picture with him though. I got a picture of him running across the floor. And yeah, just loads and loads of other people. Charles, Hot Rodney. Who else did I say? I saw the Gaunts. Saw Thu from a distance. But yeah, everyone who I didn't mention who I did speak to, I'm sorry, but it was awesome to speak to and see every single one of you. Let's talk about the dealer haul then, shall we? Actually, before we go into the dealer haul, let's talk about the one disappointment, and that's Gary Chalk for me. I took my Transformers Armada DVD to get signed, and he was charging for autographs, and I thought, that's odd. And like everyone's saying, yeah, it's 20 quid for an autograph, £10 for a photograph, and it was like that's a bit naughty, isn't it? The TFN haven't told people about this. Anyway, after I'd left and gone home, found out that it was a mistake that Gary Chalk was charging when he shouldn't have been charging. It should have been free, so I missed out on that autograph. And TFN, in fairness to him, did send out an apology. Apparently Gary Chalk was really upset about what he'd done. I mean, he was spotted wiping his tears away with numerous £20 notes that he'd collected from the autographs that he should have been giving away for free. But you know what? I suppose mistakes happen, but it should have really been noticed. There was a sign on there saying he was charging, and it was pretty obvious that the queue for the most popular person there was quite low. And it's a shame because a lot of people missed out. I missed out on Gary Chalk's autograph. I haven't got one. I did tweet TFN. Hopefully they can do something about it. It would be nice if they send everyone who registers an interest for Gary Chalk to sign something, and we'll get it through the post. Even if you have to pay postage for it, at least that would have been fair, because I did miss out on that one thing. But that was the only real negative, to be honest. Well, that and Alexis. And those were the only negatives. So let's talk about the deal haul. There was a lot of excitement when I went down to registration. I was hanging about with James, and we looked inside. It looked massive. It looked really, really big. And I didn't go in until 10:30, so I didn't have the early access, didn't see the value in that. And to be honest, me and James were both happy we didn't, because we got what we wanted, which we'll get into in a bit. But we're standing outside, looking through, seeing what we can see. Loads of Mountain Masters, they had some of the Cybertron Metroplexes in there, loads of cool stuff. The excitement was there. Went back to the bar after registration. There's my little doofer, my little Saturday ticket thing around my wrist. And then, we went in there, queued up for a bit. Queue weren't too bad, and we started to hit the dealer hall. And In Demand had an entire corner. It was pretty awesome. They had a lot of cool stuff on there. Not as many bargains. I want to say bargains, like rummaging through bins. There wasn't that really going on, if I'm honest. There was a few things and some rummage boxes and that, but I think Brad pointed out that you go through rummage boxes and there's exclusive in there for £70 just thrown in a bag, which is really odd. You think that would be on the stall. Toy Foo had an array of stuff. There's some really, really great stuff, but unfortunately I didn't get anything from Toy Foo. It was the first year, I think, that I haven't got anything from Toy Foo. It was great to walk around. It was great to spot some stuff. No real surprises there. The one thing that I was flirting with getting, which I didn't get, was Shattered Glass Blaster. I think it was £42. That's about the retail cost of it. So I decided I can get that at a later date. It's something there. I focus on things that I wouldn't be able to actively find elsewhere. And yeah, just having a good old impulse buy. So should we get on now and talk about the haul, talk about the pickups? First couple of things I'd better talk about is what I got for free. So I obviously got the programme, which was alright. Not signed by Gary Chalk, unfortunately. I didn't bother to get any of the other signatures, if I'm honest. I didn't bother to get any of them. But it's a nice little booklet, bit slimmed down, similar artwork. I didn't realise they were Rescue Bots writers. Okay. But yeah, I saw a few of these people. I saw Gary Chalk at the bar. I tried to take a photo of him and he tried to charge me for it. Didn't really, but I did see Gary Chalk. I did see Simon Furman loitering around. And I think that was it. I think I saw James. What's his name? James Roberts. I saw James Roberts as well. So I got I got two of them for free. I was really kindly gifted a masterpiece box to put your coins in, which was really, really awesome. A chap called Jason, I think it was, basically got me to shout "Rodimus deserved the Matrix" that loud as I could, and he gave it me, which was really nice. And it was still sealed and everything. I opened it up last night to have a look at it, and unfortunately the rubber rotted, so it was just this big sticky mess. So I've had to throw the back of it away. I've managed to keep the front door pieces from it, because these were the only bits of solid plastic on there. I can use that as a backing piece or something, or maybe for some photography, almost like doors. But yeah, it's a shame. So thank you, Jason. But unfortunately, it just rotted. But never mind. It doesn't matter, does it? It was the thought that counts. Also, there's a zine from Refined Robot Company. I've had a quick look. I think Brad was flicking through this. Awesome. Ben Washshot. Check out his channel. He is the brains behind this. He's got a load of guest artists in there. I think Excellian's in there and Luffy. I'm sure they are, with some articles. I don't know if he's doing a digital download for this. It'd be cool if he did. So maybe I'll ask Ben, and if he is doing a digital download, maybe I can point you in a direction of it moving forward. But I've got this. Awesome. Can't wait to have a read of it. Got a poster in there and everything as well. Awesome. Very, very talented lad, and a lot of talented people in there, which is awesome. This is just a flyer, right? But maybe you want to have a look at it. This is the Transformer stamps were announced. So if you want to grab that QR code and want to order some, feel free to do so. There's some reasonably priced ones on there. I might go and have a look myself. But yeah, Transformer stamps. And I think that was all of the Transformers, I suppose, non-transforming toys like paperwork and that, except for Ben's Collectibles had a store, and he had some Show Z stickers. They aren't cut out, unfortunately, but you can never have too many Autobot and Decepticon insignias. So that's awesome. Cheers, Ben. So I actually bought a couple of add-on kits, and I don't normally do this because the postage is quite high on them whenever I see them. But there was a guy there selling non-F stuff, and I'd recently picked up Leadfoot, and he was selling. I think it was it was the rotor and the backing part, so you can mount the gun in race car mode. It was £6, and I thought it was actually the last purchase I made on the day. The hall had shut, and I was just handing over the £6. But I thought that looked awesome. You know I love G2. I've got the original one of this. And this little add-on kit for Leadfoot was awesome. I couldn't say no. £6, and yeah, not a lot of plastic there, but it does finish off this figure really, really well. So I got that little kit for Leadfoot. Let's put all the stuff out there, so I know what I've talked about. I did buy another set. Now, they were selling the Junkion Rubbish add-on kit, and I was looking at it, I think it was £16 on the same store, and I was really tempted to pick it up, but I don't have a second Retgar, and I'd had a bit of a wander around, and the only other Retgars there were £35, until I looked in the store next to it, and underneath other stuff, in a bag, was another Retgar for £20. So I bought that Retgar, went straight to the next store, bought the non-F add-on kit, and I created this morning Rubbish here. Who's cool? But the add-on kit has got a few frustrations. There's no instructions, right? So you've got to have a look at someone else doing this on the internet. These little bits inside here, you need to make sure they're on the right side. It don't really tell you that. The face does come with two options. You can... I don't know if you can see it here in the baggie. You can have like a normal, like kind of plain face. But I just opted with the one that appears a split second on Transformers the movie. So what do you get with these? There's actually two parts to this add-on kit. So you get these knee spikes. You get these like canisters here. You get the new chest piece, the new head, these shoulder pieces, the gun, and the exhaust down here. And you know what, I'm really happy I got it, because I got this for now like the same price as what a Voyager is now. And I've just got Junkie Heap up there transforming Bite Man with Retgar on top, but I think now I'm going to transform him back and have the three Junkions together. I think I'm going to do a video on this separately with the other Junkions, which might be quite cool. But yeah, I picked up I'm going to call him Rubbish now, because that's who he is. He was a Retgar figure. I've got the rest of him in there, in that bag. He does have his axe. It's just I haven't got it in his hand. I'll stick that on his back. But yeah, I picked up Rubbish, and I'm happy I did. It's turned out a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. And these add-on kits are getting pretty good now. So I'm happy I picked up him. So, what else did I get? From Sven, I picked up a couple of things. Got a couple of Action Masters. This is Action Master Snarl, and this, I want to say, is this rad? I know we come with a big helicopter thingy. But yeah, there were £5 each. I haven't got these two Action Masters. He did have another one that I didn't have, but I just decided to pick the two of them up. Always wanted Snarl as a kid. I know they're missing all the pieces and everything like that, but maybe I can look at trying to touch up some of the paint and finding the pieces or getting a few Ret Pros. So a couple of Action Masters, that was awesome. Where is he? The biggest find of the day for me, was this guy, G2 Vortex. I've been looking for this thing for years. I've got all of the G2 Combaticons. I'm missing the Bruticus pieces and also Onslaught's guns, but I've got his back guns. And I've never seen a Vortex. There was one listed in the UK, missing the rotors, and I think I got an offer for it for like 33 quid. So it is hard to find. This one here is missing his rotors, but he was sitting in a bargain box for £2. And over the moon, all day long I'm having that. I'm going to try and get a Junker Vortex and replace his blades because they're exactly the same colour, they're black. And yeah, maybe I can look out and get some of the other pieces. But that little Vortex, it's nice to get something vintage. This and the Action Masters really class as my vintage pieces for this TFN. I also picked up some stuff from a guy called Ollie. He was selling some stuff on Marketplace, and I kind of decided, you know what, there's a few cool things on there. Picked up this for Dave Shotton. Picked up another Rodimus for his Rodimus shelf, but this has actually got the head from the Velocitron set, the die-cast head. And that was £7 for shooting, so he's going to be happy. And also I've got something else to send him, but Luffy got him this, not me. Picked him up this beautiful Transformers United Rodimus Prime, which is lovely. So Dave, you've had a look at them now. They're on the way to you. I'm going to get them packaged up and posted out first thing in the morning for you, bud. But also from that guy, I picked up a Topspin for £7, Titans Return Topspin, which I gave to James as a late birthday present. I also picked up Hound here for £7, and he did come with Ravage. I have got the Henkai one that I got from the Toy Fair. He's missing a few pieces. I'm yet to decide whether to try and keep this version of Hound or this version of Hound and maybe butcher this one to get the parts. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'm missing this crotch piece here and I'm missing his gun and obviously missing Ravage, but I haven't decided what to do yet. But he was £7 with Ravage, which was awesome. And I'm going to forget this guy's name. Black Ricochet, or I don't know. The Fast Track repaint. Not one I was looking for, but for £7 I couldn't say no. So I love Fast Track, so I might actually use him in Spear mode and stick him in Scorponok's hand. I know I haven't got Black Zarek, but never mind. So I picked up those. Those were pretty cool finds. Speaking of items you picked up before you went in the dealer hall, me and Luffy did a trade. I swapped in Master Dominus that came with Leadfoot, and he gave me Impactor here. Awesome figure, really good upgrade to Impactor. I've sold on my other one now, so this is the only Impactor I have in my collection and the only one I really need because he's more G1 looking, well, G1 comic looking anyway. Awesome figure, cheers Luffy. So G2 Vortex was a figure I've always been looking for, well, for a long time since I've come back into Adult Transformers collecting. And another figure I really want to add to my collection is an animated figure, and I don't need that many of these now, but this one had always eluded me. And there was one there for the same price in the last TFN, but it was missing the weapon. Managed to find one this time around for £30, missing the weapon. With the weapon, sorry, not missing it. I got Rodimus. The chrome is a little bit chipped in places, but you know what? It's a beautiful figure, this thing is. Got a bit of looseness on the back, but you know what? I've wanted this guy for a long, long time. He was there, and I thought, why the hell not? This is something that I'm not going to find on eBay for this point. Stuff like this, stuff like Vortex, is I suppose the reason why we go to TFN. We're finding things we've always thought about getting, but maybe not chase them down. So, really, really happy. Picked up Rodimus here. What a cool little figure. Another figure I picked up, and this was an impulse buy from the same guy who was selling the knife stuff. I picked up this version of Laser Prime. Now, this is the Titans Return version, which I think I've actually got, the standard version of it. But this one is out the Velocitron set. So it's got all the G2 stickers on there and everything. And you know what? I've recently bought Laser Prime. And I have to say, I think this figure is better. I really do. And I don't to be one of those people going, I'll stick with my United or my Henkai version. I had to be one of them people. But Saw this on the table in truck mode. Looks awesome. It was all there. It was 20 quid. And he's good. He's really nice. I love my G2. And this just feels more G2. The stickers help. But I really liked it. So I picked it up for 20 quid. So happy to have that. A couple of things I picked up from the Space Bridge. I picked up a Paleotrex. I did have this figure and I sold it. Basically because I was just keeping the transmutate version of the mould, but I managed to pick up the other two fossilisers for like a £5 each over the past few weeks and months. So I wanted another one of these so I can just make the combine mode and stick them all together. So he was a tenner. I picked up him. Bit of an impulse buy at the end, but it was something else that I thought I needed to pick up, so I did. Another figure that I've always flirted with buying, and I always said I'll get it if it's about a tenner, and I think I've actually picked up this one at previous TFNs, which is how long it's been in the Space Bridges box. Alternator Swindle, marked up for 15 quid, but at the end of the day they were doing half price on anything in the boxes, so he was £7.50. I believe he's all there. I always wanted Alternator Swindle, so now I've got one, and I got it for a really, really good price. I haven't opened him up yet, but I will pick him up. I will open him up. What else did I get? I added myself a hot rod to my collection. Or hot shot. It depends if your name's Dave Shotton or not. But basically I bought this because it reminds me of my good mate Dave. He recently bought this figure to go on his hot rod shelf. And there is a version of this figure in Takara Law which is called Rodimus, which would allow it on there. But he got the Hasbro version, which is Hot Shot. So technically this would have been his 50th hot rod, but he's kind of not there. He's allowing it, but I'm not. But, you know, I bought it, and I'm really happy with it. I was fiddling about with this when we were in TGI's having our food, and he's great. He's really, really awesome, and I'm happy to pick him up. He was 20 quid, so I was happy to pick up him as well. Okay, what else have we got? Oh, almost forgot this guy. I picked up Rodimus Unicronus. You know I love... Well, I've recently been picking up the Shattered Glass stuff. And they haven't done a Shattered Glass Rodimus yet, have they? And this is based on Shattered Glass Hot Rod Rodimus. I don't display the other version of the mould now, the hot rod, because obviously we've had better figures. But I did like this mould. I did like what this figure tried to do. And he was 25 quid. Happy to have him. In good nick, decent condition, good joints. So yeah, I picked up him, which was pretty cool. Before I forget, actually, there was another non-Transformers thing I picked up. They got this from Borders Dude, John Grieve. He went to Blackpool on holiday, and he was in this really awesome shop that had some old stuff. And I spotted this figure in there, and I asked him to pick it up for me. It's a Highlander, the series. Who is this? Quentin MacLeod, the Highlander. I don't remember this series too well, but I love the Highlander films, and I thought, you know what, I'll just get it from him. So cheers, John, for picking that up. So yeah, Highlander figure. Apparently they have the Kurgan as well. What's he called? Yeah, or Cortan, who's the Kurgan in the film. They've got Ramirez, Hunter. Yeah, I don't know how half of these are, but there we are. So I picked up that. It is going to come out of the box because the box is falling apart. But cheers, John, for picking up that for me, mate. Okay, let's go to what I got from In Demand then. So from In Demand, I picked up these two, just a couple of Marker Masters. I fancy getting Big Daddy, or whatever he's called here, Daddy-O. Fancy picking him up because he's a cool figure, isn't he? Cool, a little bit of Transformer lore and history there. So I picked up those. And I also picked up Studio Series RC, which is awesome. I did have this on pre-order from Game, but they said like 5 weeks ago and they're posting it and didn't. So this was a couple of quid more than what I was going to pay there, but I cancelled that pre-order and picked up RC, so I'm happy to have that as well. Another impulse buy. Me and Luffy just bought this because it was 20 quid. Puffer and Road Ranger. This is the 2-pack from the Huffer mould for 20 quid. 2 deluxes, you can't moan for an exclusive. There they are in the back. This one's based off a GoBot, which is pretty cool, so it's nice to have that. I'll stick that next to Crasher when Crasher comes out as a little bit of a faux GoBot little display. But you know what? Awesome. I picked up that for 20 quid. Couldn't really moan. That was a no-brainer. So now let's talk about the big thing that I wanted to pick up. There was one thing that I really wanted to get in there. I recently sold my Fans Toys Rouge on eBay, and the reason for that was I wanted to upgrade to a Masterpiece RC. Now I did see Masterpiece RC on Kapow, and I had a wander around. I was starting to get the fear that they might sell out. At the end of the day, they still had loads of them anyway. But earlier on in the day, I decided to pull the trigger, and I opened her up last night, and wow, Masterpiece RC is lovely. The heft isn't there like on the Fans Toys figure. It's not weighty, but I love the aesthetic. I was actually watching Mgo's video of this transforming it, and he was saying like he doesn't think the aesthetic works for RC and thinks Rouge is better, more animation accurate. I disagree completely. I think this is more RC. That Rouge figure, even though it was nice, didn't feel like RC. This fits in better on the Masterpiece shop, and if anything, it dates some of the other figures I've got in there. We desperately, and Dave Shotton will agree with me on this, I'm sure, we desperately need a new Rodimus Prime, a proper Rodimus Prime. I think Ultra Madness still works, but we need a Springer. We need some more movie boys, don't we? And girls. Well, we don't need any more movie girls, but you know what I mean. But RC here is lovely. I had a go at transforming her last night. It wasn't too bad transformation. But I doubt I'll be flipping her backwards and forwards too much. A little bit of QC with her though. The toes on mine are a little bit wobbly, which makes her a little bit difficult to stand at times. So I might look at getting some stuff to tighten that up. But I'm really happy to have RC. She was the one thing I wanted. She was the most expensive purchase of the day, and I'm over the moon with that one. So we sat in the bar before lunch anyway, and my mate James bought Fleet Commander from Ben's Collectibles, which was the one-to-one knockoff of Fans Toy Cyclonus. Now, I actually got rid of my Rouge, as I say. I was getting rid of some of my Fan Toy stuff because I want the official. But seeing that figure, it was beautiful, and for the 80 quid price point, it's amazing. It was a lovely, lovely looking figure. And that was eating away at me all the way through dinner. At the back of my head. We went back in the dealer hall at the end, and I spotted Ben had got what I thought was one left. Actually, he had 3 left, 1 out the box and 2 in shipping containers. And I spoke to James, and I said to him, well, I've already got the X-Transbot Cyclonus, I don't really like it. He went, well, why don't you sell that one then? So I had a look how much it went for, and it goes for like a decent amount of money. So I went back there, and oh good God. Oh yeah, I bought one, didn't I? So I picked up Fleet Commander here from Ben's Collectibles. It is a KO, but I've got no problem with KOs of third parties. I know that sounds really daft, but because it wasn't official in the first place, in my eyes, there's no difference. And I know Fans Toys people will have a moan at me about that. But I picked him up, and he's lovely. Lovely, lovely figure. Got a little bit of looseness, got a bit of heft, got some good ratchets. There's a little bit of looseness. I think it's not tapped together right, that's why. So a little bit of looseness in places. The head it's not loose, but it's not as tight as I would like it to be. It comes with his Target Master and also some stuff to make him IDW-fied, if that's your thing. I stuck a Decepticon logo on him. I would say a little bit of looseness, but nothing too bad. And I've got a slight scratch there. You can't really see it, but there is a slight scratch there. But other than that, you know what? I mean, this goes for stupid money, and it's beautiful. It's so much better than the X-Transbot version, which I have here. So you can see here that it's night and day in my opinion. This is more of a chunky boy. I never enjoyed the face sculpt on this and the lack of paint on it. But you know what, I decided I was going to get this guy to replace this. So he's going to be going on eBay later. And this guy is now going to go pride of place next to my other 2 X-Transbots figures, which I might swap out at some point. If these guys knock off that Galvatron, I'm going to be all over it. I'm going to pick it up. Awesome figure. Really, really happy I picked it up. I think that's everything. What a great day it was. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was so lovely to see so many cool people, see so many friends that I haven't seen for a long time. It was just awesome. It was just a great, great day. And I'm gutted I'm not there today, but also my bank is breathing a sigh of relief that I'm not. But yeah, did you go to TFN? Let me know in the comments if you think, if you did go, what did you get? Let me know. And if you're doing a haul video as well, then put a link below and I'd love to have a watch of it. Anyway, until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and I hope you had a great time at TFN or whatever you were doing. Catch you again really soon.